to the Blue Dolphin News Network. I'm Michaela.
And I am Dana.
Please stand for the flag salute. Ready, begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Now our school motto: be safe, live responsibly, understand, respect, and encourage each other. Go Blue Dolphins! You may be seated. Our joke of the day. What does a barbershop serve in winter?
Cold cuts.
Here is a fun fact.
You cannot smell while you sleep.
Quote of the day by Florence Nightingale.
I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse.
Have an amazing Blue Dolphin Day!
Birthday celebrations.
Good morning, amazing human beings. I am so excited to be here with you. We are celebrating a couple of things. First, it's Women's History Month. Next, it is International Women's Day today. So I love the fact that it's International Women's Day and it happens to be Women's History Month, and we get to celebrate all types of women, right? Women who have progressed in the world, we're celebrating the social, economic, and cultural, political achievements of all women. So it's super exciting. Today, we're going to get started with our reading. It's called Malala's Pencil. Malala was introduced to me a few years ago by Ms. Vilas. So I just love her story. I love her passion. I love where she comes from, right? And I always tell you, definitely follow your dreams and follow your heart, is right. Because if you're led by your heart, a lot of times your decisions are going to be amazing decisions, right? So we're going to begin by sharing my screen and getting straight to the story.
Malala's Magic Pencil by Malala Yousafzai and Kara Scoett. Do you believe in magic? When I was younger, I used to watch a TV show about a boy who had a magic pencil. If he was hungry, he drew a bowl of curry, and it appeared. If he and his friends were in danger, he drew a police officer. The boy was a little hero, always protecting people who needed help. How I wanted a magic pencil too. If I had a magic pencil, I would use it too. Put a lock on my door so my brothers couldn't bother me. Stop time so I could sleep an extra hour every morning. Erase the smell of the trash dump near our house. And I would use it to make other people happy. I would draw the most beautiful dresses in the world for my mother, the best buildings in the valley for my father, so he could open many schools where children could study for free. A proper ball so my brothers and I no longer had to play with an old sock stuffed with rubbish. Every night before I went to bed, I wished for a magic pencil of my own. And every morning I would wake up and check my cupboard, but the magic pencil was never there. One day, I was throwing away potato peels and eggshells at the dump. I was wrinkling my nose, swatting away flies, and making sure I didn't step on anything dirty in my nice shoes when I saw a girl about my age sorting trash into piles. Nearby, boys were fishing for metal scraps using magnets on strings. When my father returned home from work, I told him what I seen. It made him sad. "Abba," I said. "Yes, Jenny?" he said back. I always liked when you called me dear one. "Why haven't I seen that girl in my class?" "Because," he said, but he didn't finish right away. "Because, Yanni, in our country, not everyone sends their daughters to school, and some children must work to support their family. Those boys will sell the metal scraps they find. If they went to school, their families would go hungry. School was my favorite place, but I had never considered myself lucky to be able to go. My father had always said, Malala will live free as a bird. Now I wondered how free I'd truly be. That night, I thought about families who didn't have enough food, and the girl who couldn't go to school, and even about how when I was older, I would be expected to cook and clean for my brothers, because where I came from, many girls weren't allowed to become what they dreamed of. I knew then that if I had the magic pencil, I would use it to draw a better world, a peaceful world. First, I would erase war, poverty, and hunger. Then I would draw girls and boys together as equals. Over the next few years, instead of wishing for a magic pencil every night, I worked hard in school every day. I wanted to be one of the top students in my class. But soon, powerful and dangerous men declared that girls were forbidden from attending school. They walked the streets of our city now. They carried weapons. One by one, girls stopped coming to school. Abba, where are all the students? They don't feel safe here anymore, Yanni. How could a few men stop all the girls in our valley from going to school? If more people knew what was happening to us, I thought, they might help. Wishing wasn't enough. Someone needed to speak out. Why not me? I wrote about what it felt like to be scared to walk to school and how some of my friends had moved away because of the threat they faced in our city. I wrote about how much I loved school and how proud I was of my uniform. Once I started writing, I didn't stop. I wrote speeches and traveled around my country, sharing my story. I even talked to a reporter from a famous international newspaper. People actually wanted to learn about my life. I spoke for all the girls in our valley who couldn't speak for themselves. My voice became so powerful that the dangerous men tried to silence me, but they failed. And now my voice is louder than ever, louder because people have joined me, and together we make a chorus, standing up for what we believe. We raise our voices for those in need. We help people in danger, even if they are an ocean away, and we think of the world as family. Do you still believe in magic? I do. I wrote alone in my room, but people all over the world were reading my story. Millions now know it and help me spread my message of hope. I had at last found the magic I was looking for, in my words and in my work. I am Malala. I've always wished I could make the world a more peaceful place. And every day I work to make my wish come true. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
I love the story of Malala. I remember that actually at the end of my emails, that's the quote that I use in one of Malala's quotes. It just shows that you really can follow your dreams. And this is a really sweet book, but Malala went through a lot of hardship to be able to follow her dreams, right? Because there were people out there who didn't like the fact that she was a girl and she was speaking up for what she believed in. And we're fortunate enough to live in a place in the United States where we have more of a voice here. So that's why I always encourage you to use that voice in a way that's powerful, that's kind, that's proactive, making sure that you are making an impact on not only yourself, but your family and your community and your school. We need to make good choices. We need to make sure that we're always making good choices, that when we walk in the morning, we're grabbing our breakfast, we're saying good morning to our teachers, we're being kind to our classmates. And we have to remember the power of our words, right? Because if you make one harsh word or if you're unkind to somebody, it can really lead to a domino effect. So let's make sure that we are being very intentional about what we're talking about what we're saying and what we're sharing, and making sure that intention is done with kindness. So have a great, great day, everyone.